visit the chimp, and he brings a birthday cake. Happy birthday, buddy. And the other chimps that are in cages right next to it are like, this motherfucker didn't bring me a cake? I can't believe this shit. So they figure out a way to get out, and they got out, and they attacked the man, and they tore him apart. They tore his face off, they tore his dick off, they tore his feet off, they bit his fingers off. Guy gets rid of this chimp, brings it to a shelter. The shelter takes it in, and he goes to visit it every year, and the chimp goes to see him like, oh, my friend, I miss you, why can't I come home? But he can't come home ever, because he would just take over the house, right? Because he's a grown chimp. They don't castrate chimps the way they castrate dogs. Like when you castrate a dog, like everybody, it's standard. People think it's good. Oh, did you get your dog neutered? Yeah, I did. And like you want your dog to have no testosterone. You want your dog to have no balls. But then it becomes a different thing. Right. Then it's like tired and like have you ever seen a dog get snipped? I had one of my dogs get snipped when it was 5 years old. He was just too aggressive. Right. And so someone talked me into it. And then when I got him snipped, all of a sudden he was just tired all the time. He was lazy. And I realized, like, oh, he didn't have any testosterone anymore. It's all gone. I'm like, wow. Like, so the dog's a different dog now. So you can't do that to chimps. For whatever reason, you can't do that to chimps.
You can't neuter a chimp.
So this guy goes to visit the chimp, and he brings a birthday cake. Happy birthday, buddy. And the other chimps that are in cages right next to it are like, this motherfucker didn't bring me a cake? I can't believe this shit. So they figure out a way to get out. And they got out, and they attacked the man, and they tore him apart. They tore his face off, they tore his dick off, they tore his feet off, they bit his fingers off. It's one of the most horrific, cruel attacks you'll ever hear of, because they did it to try to take away from him the things he wants and needs. Like, chimps recognize you need your fingers in order to do things. You need your face in order to see. You need your dick in order to fuck. So that's the things they go after.
Fucking assholes.
They don't just try to kill you. They try to take away what it means to be a human. So if you try to hide your hands, they'll pull your hands away from and open them up and bite them off like crazy with a rage-filled look in their eye. And they don't communicate with language, so they only have this sense in their head of what's fair and what's not fair and what you've done to them. So if you do something that makes them jealous, they think immediately you've done something bad to them. They don't think that, no, I just gave my friend a cake. You made them feel bad, so it's you. You made them feel bad, so they go right after you. It's like it's an interesting study in the way sometimes people look at things. Like, we've all been jealous, right? You've been jealous of someone. You see someone who's doing something well, and you go, oh, I wish I was that guy. But you don't go attack that person, right? People recognize, like, it's not his fault that I feel bad that he has this Corvette. I have to just, I just got to appreciate the guy's hustle. Guy's out there kicking ass. All right, I got to get my shit together. But there's a thing that we have initially, especially when they're children. We feel angry, like you feel upset, like you feel like you've been shorted, like someone's, oh, why didn't I get that? This is bullshit. He gets it and I don't. It's a fascinating part of humans. And then humans, as we get older and more sophisticated with language, but still carry the same childish emotions, we find reasons to be upset at someone for being successful. We find reasons. Eat the rich. We find these weird little ways that we can justify our jealousy or our anger or our disdain for those who are more successful than we. So it's like we're coming up with complicated, sophisticated ways to justify these primal behaviors that chimps exhibit in just violent rage. So this guy, it's a famous case. Like this, you can see the pictures if you want to see the pictures.
Of the cake guy?
Of the guy who got his face ripped apart and fingers bitten off.
Right.
And he was in the hospital.
That sounds great. Do you think that
folks at home, prepare. Don't show it on the screen because it's rough. But Tony needs to see this before you go give a chimp a cake.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
This is
wow.
No nose. See how he bit his nose off?
God.
Yeah. Look at his face.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He was conscious, they said, after this happened.
Oh yeah, of course. Look at see his right hand with the fingers bitten off. Wow. That's what they do. They bite off your fingers. That's the chimp right there. Click on the chimp in the right hand corner. That's his chimp.
Come on. What's that picture?
What is that picture?
I'm surprised he let him keep his ears.
Oh, that's the guy's face, Jamie. That's what that is. Whoa. He's got a trach because he can't breathe out of his mouth. Yeah. Whoa. Well, I mean, I don't think that, chimps exactly know the human anatomy all that well, but they know what's important to you. Your face, your fingers.
Fucking hell.
Tore this guy apart.
So if he would have brought pieces of cake and given them to all the...
That story about a girl that this couple adopted, and they thought they were adopting like a 10-year-old, and it turned out to be a tiny person, and a tiny person who's completely insane. and was pretending to be a little kid.
Oh,
Do you know that story?
scary.
You know
No.
the story? It's a terrifying story because this couple had this like little tiny person in their house that was like Chucky that wanted to kill them. And then they realized like, oh, this lady's 30 right here. Ukrainian orphan, the center of an adoption scandal, might be an adult. Here are 8 adults who are caught posing as children.
That's happened that many times.
Fuck.
Yeah. So look at that. Imagine that's a 30-year-old playing with your baby. And you're like, oh, we're going to help her. She's going to have a better life. Meanwhile, she's doing heroin when you're not around. Whoa. Yeah.
That might be the
These are the
scariest
different
thing
stories. These are the different
Yeah,
stories.
It's about her.
Okay, click on that one.
Family that goes-
Parent.
Wow,
Come on, you fucking pop up. Oh, you son of a bitch. Looks like you're using an ad blocker. We're here to cock block your ad blocker.
Your computer.
That's hilarious. Why don't you just shut off the ad blocker? I don't mind ads.
I did.
All right. Parents who are accused of abandoning an 8-year-old Ukrainian girl say they adopted say she was actually a 22-year-old mentally disturbed adult. Look at the parents. They're like, it's a movie. It's a Coen Brothers movie, right?
Yeah.
Like those two winding up in jail. Well, it all started when we tried to do a good thing and adopt a baby.
Yep.
You know, Daryl's balls didn't work, so we decided.
Fuck.
Crazy,
That's
right?
frightening.
Hold on a second. Scroll back up again. Christine Barnett says Natalia terrorized her family. In an interview with the Daily Mail, a trusted source, Christine Barnett said that the adoption was a scam and that the girl was not who they thought she was. Christine Barnett said that she and her now ex-husband, they got divorced over this, agreed to an emergency adoption in Florida in 2010. She said she didn't know many details about Natalia's background, but were told her previous adoptive parents gave her up for undisclosed reasons, like maybe because she's 20. Christine Barnett said that Natalia terrorized her family, tried to stab them when they were sleeping, and once tried to push her towards an electric fence and poured bleach in her coffee.
Oh, there you go. Get rid of the coronavirus.
The media is painting me to be a child abuser, but there's no child here, she said. Natalia was a woman. She had periods.
Whoa.
She had adult teeth. She never grew a single inch. Which would happen even with a child with dwarfism. The doctors all confirmed she was suffering from a severe psychological illness only diagnosed in adults.
That's scary.
Natalia has a type of dwarfism called, how about this word? Help me out. Spondyloepiphyseal. How do you say that?
Spondyloepiphyseal.
Okay. Dysplasia, which makes her age difficult to actually record without a birth certificate. Wow. Though she was said to be 6 when the Barnetts adopted her in 2010, NBC News said it saw hospital records showing her age as about 8 in June of 2010. Oh, well, that doesn't mean anything. Okay. Citing court documents, WISH-TV in Indianapolis CW affiliate reported that the girl's age was changed from 8 to 22 in 2012. It said a skeletal survey at the Peyton Manning has his own children's hospital. Peyton Manning Children's Hospital deemed her to be 11 at the time. Wow, she was 22 with a 22-year-old skeleton when she was 11. Wow. Well, she made a career perpetuating her age facade. Scroll back up.
It's weird that they did the test at a children's hospital.
Wow. Natalia was an adult. The document hasn't been verified, but says that she made a career of perpetuating. That's a weird word. How often do you say that? Perpetuating. Her age facade. I don't say that very often. I read it a lot. Continue to fool those who had the best intentions. That's crazy. Where is she now?
I mean, being a kid is pretty awesome. You don't have to work. You get free food. You're chilling.
Get to stab people
cozy
while they're
bed.
sleeping.
Yeah.
They think you're a little kid. You're
It's
just gonna
freaky,
take a
man.
nap.
Imagine
Manipulate cards. You realize like, oh, okay, like there's levels to everything. Like David Blaine can do crazy shit with cards. Like he did shit with my daughter. Like he did these card tricks, and I was watching everything he did, and I have no idea how he did it. Like, well, he did things where like he'd have a stack of cards and he'd keep tapping the stack and the stack would go smaller and smaller to there's like 2 cards. You have no idea how he did it. You're just looking at him like, what are you doing? Like, it's like he's got access to time travel and he's like pulling those cards out when you're not looking and then coming back to normal time. Like it didn't make, right?
I know how to do a couple minimal card tricks, and I'm not very good at them. But like, I have an idea of
Prove
what's
it.
happening. You need trick decks and shit for the ones I know. I'm not good at them. But
He was freaking me out.
I was watching him do one. I swear, I was like, I'm gonna catch him right now. I'm gonna fucking catch him. I was 2 feet from him, and he did something. It just disappeared.
How about the ones where he did where the guys were holding his wrists? We had our security guys hold each of his wrists. He asked them to do it. Hold each of his wrists. He rolled his sleeves up, and he made these cards disappear. And you're like, what is happening?
Oh my God.
What do you do? What are you doing?
Magicians
He's a
are
master of
crazy.
more than just card. It's like psychology and like
Yeah.
misdirection.
Yep.
He's mixed it all together at a level that we can't understand.
He's so advanced.
Yeah. I took one writing gig like 6 or 7 years ago with Justin Willman, who's a genius, great magician. He's the Netflix guy now. And I took the job because Robert Morton, who used to be the executive producer of Letterman, was the EP of this. Anyway, I take the job just because it's a short 2-4 week. We're making a pilot for this magician. I'm like, I like magic. Magic's cool. And Morty's the EP, so this will be a cool thing to work on, right? Short job. So I show up day one. And basically, we're all in a big writer's room or whatever. And I go, yeah, and they're like, we got Tony here because he's going to add some edge to the comedy on this show because it was Comedy Central's first ever magic comedy show, the pilot. And I go, yeah, I'll punch up whatever. You guys show me the tricks that you want to do, and I'll write jokes around the trick. And this is when I realized how cool this job was about to be. The main guy goes, no, you write the trick and you write the jokes. And I'm like, so you'll be able to do whatever my imagination thinks would be a cool magic trick? And like him and like 4 other magicians, which was basically the rest of the creative staff at the same time, were like, yup. And that's what excites them, is because they can't even think of things. You know what I mean? They can, but they want to hear what a different mind thinks would be impossible.
And then they figure out how to do it? What's an example?
Well, we ended up, because it was a pilot of a show, we ended up having to figure out a theme for just the pilot. So for example, that was technology. So one of the things was him versus a 3D printer in making things appear. It was really funny because there was this kid, we ended up finding this like nerdy smart school where this kid was excited about his 3D printer. And basically it was just him making things appear out of absolutely nowhere while one kid was still printing one thing with a 3D printer. It took forever, and he ended up just pigeon, card. Like, it ended up being, it's a comedy. So, right. But I'm trying to think of what other ones. There were some really crazy ones.
I think it's a whole world where there's things that they understand, they know, where the average person, like, you're looking at a deck of cards, you have an idea of what's possible with that deck of cards, but they have just 10x times more options, how to hold them, how to move them, how to maneuver those cards, how to distract you with the other hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to hang around with David Blaine for a few months.
Yeah.
And watch him do tricks.
It ended up being one of the most fun gigs I ever worked on. There was I'd get home after a day of work and I'd find like the 7 of spades in my shoe. I'm like, this guy forgot to finish that trick.
He stuffed a folded card under Jeff's watch band.
Wow.
And he's like, where's the card? And Jeff's like, where'd it go? He goes, look at your wrist. And he's like, what? And he like realized like it was folded and stuffed under his watch band. And he has a fucking G-Shock, right? So it's not like a loose, crazy watch band. It's a tight buckle, rubber strap watch band. He stuffs it in there. And he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck? No one saw it.